I need y'all to focus on what's in here and what's on the stage. If you have to use a restroom, not a group of people going to the bathroom. Do not ask, don't walk around. We already put people in place. If you leave here, you need to have a pass, which I'm sure you're not going to have. So stay here, focus on what's in here. Everything else, we're going to send you back. Everybody understand? So my point is, stay in this building. If you have to use the restroom, not a group of y'all need to go. Please stay over here, okay? Enjoy this greatness right here. There's a lot of good things going on. So, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we want to thank everyone for coming this morning. Teachers, thank you very, very much. We're trying to make this a regular thing monthly where we bring in schools and you guys get to ask different questions to our presenters. So make sure that if you have any questions, you raise your hands like we did the last time. We're going to keep the momentum. We're going to keep it lively. We're going to make sure that you guys get covered on almost all your questions, everything you guys are doubting, or you may not know what you want to do with yourself once you graduate. So that's why I try to do it with a little bit of this, which is a little bit of universities, a little bit of community schools, a little bit of technical colleges, for everyone to have a place to fit in. Okay? So we're going to get started. Mr. Chief Jones, you didn't hear with the music guy. Let's get it started.
Okay, the reason we got this music is because the way we do with the guests, we got a special song for every guest. And our first presenter is going to be Mr. McDonald from Kaiser University. And this is his song. He wanted to say my name. I don't know why, but that was the song that he wanted.
That was not the song I picked. Are we not going to do that? We're going to get you right. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Doing good? I know, it's early, getting started. My name is Gene McDonald. I represent Kaiser University. I've been with Kaiser University 23 years, and actually, the song that I picked is probably from 40 years ago, so you guys probably never heard of it, but I'm okay if they don't play it. But I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be here with you today. And I think it's really important what we're doing today, and I would like to thank, and I think you should all thank, Ms. Ramirez for putting this together for you. Can we give her a round of applause? See, there's an old saying. There's an old saying that goes, if you want to be successful, watch where everyone else is going, and then go the other way. Figure out your path. Everybody's got their own path. You're not all going to go to Broward College. You're not all going to go to UCF or join the military or Kaiser. You got to figure out your path. So you're going to get the opportunity to hear from a number of us today. But I got a couple questions real quick. Right now, how many of you know, beyond the shadow of a doubt, you're going to go to college somewhere? Somewhere. All right, awesome, awesome. How many of you know right now exactly where you want to go? Okay. Thank you. How many of you know the career field you would like to get into? This is impressive. I got to tell you, I talk to students all over the state of Florida. And even when seniors are close to graduating, many students don't know. So this is very impressive. I got one last question. And please be honest with me. How many of you have no earthly idea what you want to do next? And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'll be honest with you, I was one of those. I had no idea. So, you're going to get to hear from a number of colleges and schools and options and careers. And you you got to figure out your what's next. Like I said, I represent Kaiser University. Kaiser University's been in the state of Florida since 1977. We are what you would call a career-focused university. We offer associate, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. We are the largest private, not-for-profit university in the state of Florida, but we do that by having 19 smaller campuses throughout the state. We have a campus right up 95 in Fort Lauderdale. We have another campus down Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines, and we have campuses all throughout the state. We have one residential campus with athletics and sports and dorms and 100-acre campus in West Palm Beach, and I'll talk about that. But everybody's got to figure out their own path. I'm going to tell you straight up about Kaiser University. If you are interested in the medical field, allied health, which is an amazing industry, 65% of our degree programs are in allied health. Nursing, medical assisting, sonography, x-ray technician, which we call radiologic technology, etc. 65% of our programs are in allied health. If you're interested in the medical field, you've got to check us out. If you're interested in IT, information technology, cybersecurity, working on computers, you got to check us out. And if you're interested in business or the legal or criminal justice field, I just recommend that you check us out. Those are the areas that we focus on. You've got to figure out what you want to do. But Kaiser University is a private, not-for-profit university. We have it to, I'm going to address money right now, because money's a big deal, right? Right? Everybody cares about money. How am I going to pay for college? We are a private university. We have tuition. Our tuition is $11,004 per semester. You know that on quite, right? We also are a regionally accredited institution, which means we offer financial aid to students who qualify. Financial aid consists of grants, scholarships, and loans. Grants are money you don't have to pay back. Scholarships are money you don't have to pay back. And the vast majority of students across the nation take out student loans. And loans are bad, right? You ever hear that? Loans are bad? Loans are an investment in your education. I will tell you this, you always hear on the news, oh, student debt is bad, student loans are bad. The vast majority of student loan debt is from students who are pursuing their master's or doctoral degrees, their graduate degrees. But I will tell you this straight up, any college is too expensive if you never graduate. Never forget that. Any college is too expensive if you never graduate. So, 3 reasons why you should go to Kaiser, top 3 reasons you should look at Kaiser University. Last year, Kaiser University was #1 in the entire nation in social mobility. Social mobility means you improved your standing in life. You were here economically, making this much money. You went to college, graduated, and now you're making more money. You improved your standing in life. It's the American dream. It gets measured by the number of students that attend a college or university, receive financial aid, and then graduate and go to work. #1 in the nation out of over 450 colleges and universities. This year, we're ranked number 21. Still amazing in the top 25 in the nation. That's the #1 reason. We want to go to school to graduate and go to work, right? Isn't that what we want to go to college for? And a college education pays off. It does pay off. Statistics show if you earn a college degree, you will earn at least a minimum, and this is from the government, Bureau of Labor Statistics, you will earn more than $1 million over a lifetime than someone with just a high school diploma. Okay, education pays. Now, I represent Kaiser University. I'm going to be the first to tell you, not everybody needs to go to college. Not everybody should go to college. Not everybody wants to go to college. We saw that here, right? There are other options. I know the Army was supposed to be here today. The Army wasn't able to make it. But I'm going to tell you straight up, I was in the Navy for 6 years. I was a diver on submarines. It was one of the best decisions I ever made. And you can, anybody want to join the military? I know you have an ROTC program. Military is an awesome option. You can earn up to $50,000 toward your education. You can also get an education while you're in the military. You can have quite a career. It's a great choice for some students. There are career and technical schools. You're going to hear a little bit about that today. And some people just go to work. In fact, we were talking with Ms. Ramirez, and she said, some of you guys already got a business. Who has their own business? Who's making money right now? We call that entrepreneurship. Good for you. That is incredible. Good for you. So, there are many options for all of you. You've got to figure out your path. Number two reason why to attend Caius University. I told you we are the largest private not-for-profit in the state of Florida, but our class sizes and our campuses are very small. Our largest campus is 1,450 students, and that's our campus in West Palm Beach, our residential campus. So, there are many universities, many schools that are huge. You can take a math class filled in an auditorium like this. Our largest class size is our average class size is 15 students to one teacher. It's a quieter setting. You get to know all your students and classmates, and you get to know your professor, and you can focus on your studies. And the number 3 reason to attend Caius University, our students take 1 class per month. 1 class per month. You still take 4 or 5 classes in a semester, but you do it 4 weeks at a time. So let's say you're going into criminal justice. You'll take, for 1 month, 4 weeks, Intro to Legal Studies. The next month, Criminal Justice and Law Statistics. The next month, the next class. And each class builds upon the next, but you have 1 midterm, 1 final, move on to the next class. We survey our students at the end of every class, and that is the thing they love most about Caius University. I get to study, I focus on 1 class, get a good grade, and move on to the next one. I need you to... My bad. I got a little excited yet, but we'll get you. I want to talk about our entrance. The minimum entrance to go to Caius University, you don't have to take the SAT or ACT. We have our own entrance evaluation, but minimum 9-10 on the ACT or a 7 on the SAT or a 17 on the ACT, and then there are some different levels. For instance, if you wanted to go into nursing, we have some higher requirements because nursing is very strict in our curriculum. We are the #1 producer of nurses in the state of Florida. We graduate more new nurses every year than any other college or university in the state of Florida. Very proud of that. We also offer what we call merit scholarships. Merit scholarships are based on the work you do in high school, the work you're doing right now, the GPA you earn, your class rank. You can earn anywhere up to $16,000. $3,000 to $16,000 based on your merit work. So when I talked about tuition, it's not how much tuition is, it's how much financial aid, grant scholarships, and loans that you get to help pay that toward that tuition. The real question students have is how can I fund my education? Once you apply to Caius University, the next step is we pair you with a financial aid officer to help you figure out that financial plan. That's what we do. And by the way, if anybody here are going to earn Bright Futures, we match Bright Futures dollar for dollar. So whatever you earn in Bright Futures, I'm making this number up, but let's say it's $3,600 for the year based on state university level, we will match that with another $3,600 in a Kaiser scholarship because you worked really hard and you should be rewarded for that. Real quick, we have a residential campus in West Palm Beach. It's called our flagship residential campus. We are the Caius University Seahawks. We have football, baseball, basketball, softball, golf, swimming, men's and women's swimming, tennis. Softball, I can't remember all the sports. We compete in the NAIA, National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, which is kind of like Division II. So if you're not a D1 athlete, but you still want to play going to college, we are extremely competitive. Our football team went to the national championship last year. We lost, but we went. We lost 35-29. We had a football player get invited to the NFL Combine. We had one of our baseball players get drafted to the major leagues. We had a golfer go pro. Most of our students are going pro in their field of study after they graduate, but once in a while we get a gem, a diamond in the rough. We are a great option. If you'd like to learn more, I passed some of these out. There's a QR code on here at the bottom. You can simply scan it on your phone and submit your free application. And we will be happy to reach out to you. And I look forward to entertaining any questions afterward. I hope I didn't take too much time. Look forward to talking with all of you. And I wish all of you the very best. And I hope you figure out your path no matter what you want to do. Thank you.
about financial aid and what that looks like. We'll get into that as well, but pay attention to everybody that's here on the stage today. I know they're going to be here for a while, but it is really important. There is something out there for everybody, and that is what City College is all about. We are located on Taft Street. That is our closest campus here in Hollywood. We also have the school in Altamont Springs near Orlando, and the school in New York called Center for Allied Health Education, and that is located in Brooklyn. So if anybody would like to venture away from Florida, you can go to Brooklyn as well. We are a health education school, so everything is in allied health, right? That is the way of the future. We saw it more than ever with COVID. People are never going to stop dying or getting sick. It's an unfortunate reality of the world we live in. It's an amazing field for you to be in, if you can handle it, right? So again, we're not for everybody, but we may be for you. So we offer short programs that are 3 months, like EMT, all the way to a 4-year bachelor's degree. So we have EMT, which is 3 months, paramedic is 12 months. Then we have our associate degrees. We have diagnostic medical sonography, which is ultrasound. We teach all 4 modalities: abdomen, OBGYN, cardiovascular, radiologic technology, x-rays. We also have nursing in our Altamont Springs campus. We have the bachelor's in healthcare administration and surgical technology. So anybody who likes blood and guts, and you want to work in an operating room, it's not for me, but it sure may be for you. So we need them. You'd be the right-hand man to the surgeon. It's an important career field to be in. We are a small school. Our ratio is 6 students to 1 instructor for most of our programs, or 10 to 1. So you will see you're in a small classroom environment. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself really quickly. So I originally went to the Florida Institute of Technology up in Melbourne for aerospace engineering, and I absolutely hated it. And that may be something that happens to you guys. So for all of those who think they know what they want to do, it's okay if you change your mind. It's okay if you don't know yet. If I knew the things that I know right now, I might have gone to a different career field, because there's a lot that you can do in healthcare. So I went from aerospace engineering to business. I love what I do, but pay attention, because there's so much that you don't know, just like I didn't know when I was your age. And I wish that I knew now, because I could have been closer to retirement. There are some programs, like if you go into fire services, for example, you could be retired in your 40s. What other career does that exist in, right? So ask questions today. All of our programs are hands-on, so we have a clinical component as well as labs on campus. You'll see if you ever come in for a tour, they're called simulation labs. For our EMT and paramedic program, we have an ambulance in the middle of the classroom. For surgical technology, we have the replica of an operating room as your lab. For sonography, we have the machines. Same thing with radiography. We have an actually working x-ray machine. So everything is hands-on, as well as clinical rotations. Clinical rotations are when you reach a certain part of your program, we will send you to hospitals, doctor's offices, imaging centers to get real-life experience, of course under the supervision of your instructor, or real-life experience in the medical field. So if you're a surg tech student, you will actually be helping during real-life surgeries in hospitals. Again, very hands-on programs. As far as tuition, you can find all of that on our website. It is different per program depending on course load, depending on credits. So if you go to citycollege.edu and click the financial aid tab, it'll give you a full breakdown for the program that you are interested in. As you guys heard earlier, financial aid is a mixture. It's not just free money, although we wish it was, right? It's a mixture of loans, scholarships, grants, work study programs. Those are all things that go into your financial aid. So the best thing you can do is whatever school you are interested in, speak to their admissions department and speak to somebody in the financial aid department, because it is so individual to every student. It's based on what you qualify, what you apply and qualify for, as well as scholarships that you may receive. So at City College, we do have scholarships that students can apply for. We have need-based scholarships. We have programmatic scholarships, programs like radiography. We accept Florida Bright Futures. We also work with Career Source Broward. So for anybody who may have heard, or if you have never heard of Career Source Broward, I would highly recommend that you look into that, because there is potential for you to receive grant money from Career Source Broward as well. So we do work with organizations like that. Any scholarship that you may have, we are happy to take a look at it to see if that can be applied to for your financial aid. And again, financial aid is available to those who apply and qualify, so you have to apply. Make sure that you have that conversation with your parents. If you're under the age of 24 and you are a dependent student, you will need your parents to help you with financial aid, so start having those conversations with them. The other thing that I want to talk to everybody about is, you heard it from Kaiser, you're going to hear it from me. We may not be the right fit for everybody, but we are a good fit for a lot of students who are looking for a career and are looking to get into their career field as soon as possible. I don't have an athletics program. I wish that I could be like Kaiser and tell you guys all about the amazing athletes that we have, but we really are centered and getting you in and out of the door. So we want to make sure that you cross that finish line. All of our programs are designed for you to start working in your career field as soon as possible. We have career placement assistance, so that's not something that's just going to be once you graduate, you see our career services department and ever again. We work with you throughout the entire time that you're at City College to get your resume done, to get workshops, cover letters, mock interviews, and that is a lifetime access. We have career fairs on campus, we have connections in the field, but it's not just while you're a student. Again, it could be 5 years after you graduate, 10 years after you graduate. If you need assistance, we are there to help you. What makes us unique is that small school approach. So when I was in the aerospace engineering program at my school, I was one out of 110 students in my class. I was only one out of 10 female students in the aerospace program my freshman year. I told you I hated it. I did not like that. I switched to business. I went from being 1 out of 110 to being 1 out of 30 in the classroom. For me, that made the biggest difference in my education. I was not somebody that can learn in a big lecture hall. I was not somebody that thrived in that environment. I did not know that until I tried it, but it didn't work for me. So if you are that student who needs more one-on-one approach, who would like a smaller class size, who wants to have a relationship with your instructor and your classmates, then we may be the school for you. We also offer free tutoring. It is available at no additional cost to our students. There is no limit to how much you can utilize that. So I always tell students, use it and abuse the resources that are available to you. That is what is going to make you successful. I'm happy to answer any questions at the end. I hope that we get to see some of you come in for a campus tour. As I said, our closest campus to your school is on Taft Street here in Hollywood. So we are a very local school. We're happy to have you come in with your parents, if you want to come in with your friends, and start asking us questions. Even if you don't have a program that you may be interested in right now, I'm happy to sit down with any of you and have that conversation to see how I can guide you. I have brothers that are in high school right now, so I understand how this is. I'm a first-generation college student. I understand how that can be as well. All of us here on the stage are here to help you, so ask questions, pay attention. And again, I really hope to see some of you in for a campus tour. And thank you guys for paying attention, being such a great audience. It's been great to be able to talk to you.
Awesome. How much you guys are enjoying it? I'll know by the clap of your hands in the noise. So let me hear you guys give a shout out. Go ahead. Hands, please, clap. A little louder. A little louder. Like I mentioned before, we are going to leave the questions towards the end, so make sure you have excellent questions. And now, Head Jones is going to present. Richie! Marini from UNS!
If you never seen a white person before, jaws over the floor, and the communist person in door
Good morning. How's everyone doing? Awesome. My name is Richie. I'm an admissions recruiter advisor from the University of South Florida.
Too much noise.
I am physically based out of our waterfront St. Petersburg campus, but I'm here to talk to you about all of our campus offerings. The main thing to know about the University of South Florida is the fact that we do have 3 campuses. A lot of people are very familiar with our Tampa campus. It is our largest campus with over 200 majors, but we also have 2 smaller campuses available for students who are looking for more of an intimate environment. I know the last two presentations we talked about small classes, and that's something that we can also offer at USF. So our Tampa campus was founded in 1956, has around 40,000 students total. Around 5,000 students additionally are based out of our St. Petersburg campus, and then we have 2,000 students out of Sarasota. All three of our campuses are residential. Students can live all 4 years if they choose. They are not required to. At our Tampa campus, we do have the traditional suite and apartment style. At our St. Petersburg campus, we have suite and apartment style, and then at Sarasota Manatee, they're getting ready to unveil their brand new residence hall that will open this upcoming fall. So anyone who is interested in applying for Sarasota Manatee for next fall, you have the opportunity to be some of the first to live in that residence hall. The other exciting news that I want to share with you all is that we were recently invited to the AAU, prestigious organization for higher ed institutions. We were one of 2 organizations to be invited in the last 50 years from the state of Florida. That would be us and the University of Miami. Admission to USF can be somewhat competitive. I encourage all of our students to apply by November 1st, which is our priority deadline. Students who have a completed application by November 1st, meaning you have your application, your $30, your SSAR, and then your test scores, you will receive your decision on December 8th. The good news about test scores, and I promise there is good news about test scores, is that we super score. So it is not going to hurt you to retake any of those tests. We're going to look at your best subsections to create a better overall composite score. And then when it comes to your SSAR, we are actually going to recalculate your GPAs. So we're going to look at all of your core academic classes, and we're going to reward you for taking rigorous courses. So anything that's taken at the honors level will receive a half point additional on our recalculation. And then anything that is ACE, AP, IB, or dual enrollment will receive a full point in our recalculation. So just for reference, our fall profile is on the screen. It's about a 4.1 to a 4.59, a 1250 to a 1390, and a 27 to a 31. Students who apply for that term are automatically considered for our summer term as well. We offer generous merit aid for all of our students who qualify. Qualifying for merit aid just means that you have submitted your application by January 15th. Our merit aid ranges from $8,000 to $16,000, and it is also going to be based on your GPA and test scores. In terms of cost of attendance, our tuition is around $6,410 a year. It's going to be in line with all of the other public schools. Our cost of attendance, that's going to be everything, including your residence hall, meals, books and supplies. That's hovering around $25,000 for the year. We have over 200 majors and concentrations, and I believe I passed out some booklets to you all earlier. If you don't have one, please share with the person next to you. If you turn to the back insert of that book that has all of our majors and concentrations available, there's going to be a key at the top. It's going to be T, SP, or SM. That will let you know which campus your program is offered at. Some of our majors are very popular. They're offered at all 3 of our campuses. Some of them are exclusive to just 1 or 2. So for example, our freshman nursing pathway and our engineering programs are all going to be based at our Tampa campus. And then anything in the graphic arts is going to be based out of St. Petersburg.
And next, we have a wonderful guest, Alexandra McWilliams from Catholic School of Makeup, non-country.
Good morning, everybody. It's so weird to be back in high school. This is exciting. I was actually voted least seen senior in high school. I love school. I didn't really figure out why it wouldn't attract. I wasn't attracted enough to sit in a classroom, but I made a decision to go to school to be a doctor at East Carolina University. Why? Because that's what my parents wanted. And I ignored that little feeling inside of me of like, Alex, this really isn't for you, but I mean, I have the grades. And I thought that's what I was meant for. I wanted to help people. Once I got to school, much like my colleague here mentioned, it was not for me because I was in a big space like this listening about math, and the leasing senior was like, when's lunch? Like, I was not about it, right? So I decided to take a step away from school, and I got married instead. Right? It was been a little bit of a rough one, but it worked out for me in the end. Got married instead to my high school sweetheart, and we were 18, believe it or not, and he went off to war in Iraq. This was right after 9/11, and he unfortunately was injured in the war. Thank God he came back home. But now I am this 19-year-old kid taking care of a wounded veteran, and I wasn't in school, and I didn't know what the heck I was going to do with my life. But I knew I always loved makeup because that leasing senior was in fact at the MAC makeup counter playing with makeup all day. Don't tell my mom. So, my husband told me, hey Alex, you really love makeup. Why don't you go to school for makeup? And I'm like, you can do that? That's a job? Because my mom is a hairdresser, you see, and I hate hair. Like, I barely brush my hair. I do not like hair, period. But I love makeup. So I found this awesome school, Cosmo School of Makeup Artistry, and I loved it so much that I clearly represent them now and go around everywhere talking about this phenomenal space. Why? Cosmos changed my life, and I've seen it change the lives of so many aspiring makeup artists over the years. It was established in 1997, so it's been around quite a bit. It's actually one of the top makeup schools in the nation. And what I love about Cosmos is that it's not just about beauty. So if you love beauty makeup, and you catch yourself watching all those video shorts and YouTube videos, or maybe you're like me and at the MAC counter, there is a phenomenal program called the Fashion Program. That is where I started, and that's where my life changed, okay? Because I realized that I wasn't meant to be a doctor, I was meant to be a makeup artist. More so, I was meant to be an entrepreneur. I was not captivated in the classroom setting because I felt like I was in a position to do something bigger. That was me. Everybody is different. This is what I told my son, who's actually a senior in high school now. And I make sure he's in school. He's not skipping at the moment. So Cosmics, being that it's been around for such a tremendous amount of time, has actually been recognized as one of the top makeup schools in the world. Forget the nation. We're one of the top 10 in the world. And we do more than just beauty makeup. We actually train in film. So this school now specializes in film makeup. So if you see yourself working on movie sets like Marvel films, or maybe, like for example, this past weekend, I was just at Universal with my students back, like, I don't want to say backstage, but in the background, we're the ones doing the makeup for all the characters at Halloween Horror Nights and in Halloween at SeaWorld, right? So there are lots of avenues that we can take in the realm of makeup. It's not just beauty makeup. So Cosmos really prides itself on that. You basically get to work in all areas, as I mentioned, from beauty, fashion, airbrush, bridal, special events, prosthetics, cosplay. There's a phenomenal career path. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median income for a makeup artist on this level is making about $150,000 per year. The higher 90th percentile is making $190,000 per year. Okay? This is a 9-month program, the most popular program that we have. It's the Master Pro. It's a dual credential program. So we're not a university. We're not a post-secondary vocational school in the sense that you're there for 2 years. All we do is makeup. Okay? You must be at least 18 years old. You have to have at least your high school diploma, GED. We don't require SATs, ACT scores, GPAs, none of that. You just have to realize that this is not an easy route. Yes, it's fun. Yes, if you're artsy, you get to create. But being an entrepreneur is the hardest thing I have ever done. So going back to my story with my husband, I found myself in a place where I was taking care of this Marine. I was 19 years old, and I ended up going to makeup school, and then I got pregnant. And I was like, oh my gosh, now what? I have this injured Marine, and now I have a baby, and what am I going to do? So I really focused on my career. And I realized that I need to step into my calling, and that's what I did. I was able not only to co-found other makeup schools across the nation, I'm actually now a consultant for trade schools, beauty schools across the nation. I help makeup artists develop and build their frameworks for their business as well. And this is all something because I was just that passionate about it. I learned it and just put it to play. One of my interns actually, who here knows Cardi B? Anybody? And y'all know Cardi B? If you don't, if your hand is not raised right now, if you are sleeping and you are telling me you do not know Cardi B. Okay, so actually one of my graduates, she's Cardi B's artist. And this is somebody who literally, a very similar story to mine, she was from Lauderdale. She had just a really tremendous passion for this industry, and so she pursued it aggressively, and now she's making a significant income, and she has a wonderful life working with Cardi and traveling the world. So, you know, those are extreme circumstances, like my friend over here from Kaiser was saying, you know, you're going to find these gems, these people that are just going to take what they want with their education and run with it. I have a lot of those at Cosmetics, not only Erica, I have Emmy Award winning artists, I have artists that are working in Universal Studios, I have artists that have worked on Marvel films. I mean, it's just the sky's the limit in this industry, and specifically Cosmetics will help you get there. As far as scholarships and tuition goes, we do accept Florida Bright Future, we do accept Florida Prepay, we do work with both rehab and the college readiness programs here in Florida. We do not accept FAFSA though. So as my friends here were mentioning, hey, apply for financial aid and things like that, we do not accept it, okay? This is a self-pay program if you do not qualify for any of the other programs that I just mentioned, okay? We do have Florida resident, and we also have classes that range, our scholarships range anywhere from $250 to $10,000. So there is help to make sure that you can make this career path and your education at Cosmetics affordable. We're here in Fort Lauderdale, we're not too far. We're actually the only makeup school in all of South Florida that's licensed and accredited. And mind you, we're not sitting here cutting and coloring hair, we are doing makeup, fashion, runway, editorial, sculpting, sewing, wig work, theatrical makeup, I mean, you name it. So if that's something that appeals to you, go ahead and scan that QR code. I actually have a fun little assessment on there to determine if this is the right career path for you and kind of help you. I wish I had that when I was in high school. And hopefully, you know, we can see each other in the future, and I can help you not only in your education, but in your entrepreneurship. So, here we are.
All right, so this is the part of the session where we're going to take some Q&A, questions and answers. But before we begin, if I can get Colonel Acevedo to come up, he didn't see my text. So the reason I'm asking him to come up is because we have this thing called an ASVAB. The ASVAB test is a test that is not just for the military. It's an aptitude battery test that talks about, like what everyone on stage was talking about. Maybe you have the aptitude to be into cosmetology, this, that, and the other. But Colonel Acevedo is going to talk about it in more detail. And we need you to sign up if you're interested, so I'll give the floor to him. This is Colonel Acevedo.
Thanks, Chief. Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. Thanks for setting me up here. No, listen, Spartans, how you guys doing today? Yeah, all right. Listen, we have a test called the ASVAB, the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery Test. That's coming up on 9th of November. We're going to do it at 11:30. So make sure if you guys plan on taking it, you do a lunch that day. I know we put this out to you guys before. So what this test does, it kind of measures where you at in terms of not just reading and math like you normally do with SAT, but it also tests your mechanical skills or your science skills. And what the military would use for this is to kind of determine what job is best suited for you in the military. However, what we like to do is, if you take it, I know a lot of you may or may not go to college, but you can use it as a a functional test to see where you're at. Like if you want to go into a CTE type of school, like McMatters, or what's the other school that we, Sheridan Tech, and other technical colleges. So somebody, like, raise your hand, who likes to work on cars? Raise your hand. I know there's a few out there, right? Who likes to work on computers? Which we know that's a pretty good profession getting into right now. So what this does is this measures a lot of the technical skills as well, and you can see where you stand in that. So please, if you want, come see myself, come see Chief Jones, Ms. Ramirez, sign up with your teacher, and on 9th November, come out. It's a quick test, it's about 3 hours, but it's not a bad investment in your time. And at the same time, if you feel you want to join the military, it's a stepping stone for that, okay? All right? Well, I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Again, thanks for having me.
Okay, Ken, we get your undivided attention right now. We're gonna have Chief Jones. He's gonna talk a little bit about staying on track, about challenges you guys face during high school.
So everything we're talking about is for you. One thing is, we're here for you. If you don't take advantage of everybody that's coming here, we do it every month. This is set up for you. Thank you for the teachers for bringing the students here. Our guidance counselors. One thing I'm gonna mention about them, guidance counselors are there to guide you. You still have to put in the work to guide yourself. So you cannot just say, well, they didn't give me this class I wanted, they didn't tell me. It's still about you, because you're the one that, when the bell rings at 2:40, you're going home. So you gotta start doing ownership. And my thing I'm talking about is ownership. If you don't take ownership of your life, don't blame no one else. Don't come here and say, well, Hollywood Hills didn't do this for me. No, you didn't do this for you, because it's you, not us. So that's my main thing, is take ownership.
My main thing is accountability, because I feel that sometimes we kind of lean on our parents for a lot of things. Maybe, mom, excuse me for today because I don't want to go to school, or just I'm working and I'm not doing anything. Remember, you're working, and it's something that it may seem like it's a lot of money right now, but when you think about it, if you stop your life for maybe a year or 2 or 4, you could be tripling that amount of money that you're making. So instead of making $10, $12 an hour, we're looking at over 25, 30, 35, or even more, okay? So you can have a nice salary. So sometimes there's little sacrifices that you have to do. So why am I mentioning this? Because I am realizing that a lot of students kind of like are a little bit lost, and it's okay, because we all been there, we all have encountered certain things, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be your life. So once you leave Hollywood Hills, you're an adult, right? You're an adult, you're gonna eat your mother's food all day, now it's all day. It's not 2 months anymore, so she's gonna get tired, right? You're like, but what are you doing with your life, right? What are you doing with your life? Are you gonna work? Are you gonna go to college? Are you gonna do a skill? What are you going to do? So you really have to start thinking that right now. So thinking like, I cannot pass this reading test, I cannot pass this math test, it may seem challenging, but put all your effort into it, because you want to graduate with a diploma, right? You don't want to leave high school and then have to do a GED. It's like going back to school all over again, right? It's like starting all over again. Like, all you need is this one test, so don't quit, you're almost there. The opportunities you guys get here at Hollywood Hills is just above and beyond the amount of testing that Ms. Martinez does for you guys. It's for you guys to get your diploma. It doesn't look the same like GED. And it's double work. So I'm asking you to all please pay attention. If they're giving you support in math, take the study hall and go to that support math room and take advantage of it. If they're helping you with reading, take advantage of it. Why? Because it is about you. Your mom already did her life, your dad already did his life, it's you. What are you going to do with yours? And it's serious, because once you leave, you need to know what is going to happen. How am I going to work? What am I going to do? So those assessments that we tell you to do on Naviance and on those pages that we have is for a reason.
Scholarships.
Right. scholarships, you may be intimidated. Oh my goodness, these scholarships, they seem so long, they seem so hard. Do the scholarship. Think about doing 1 hour scholarship and getting $500. If you get it. $1,000, $2,000. That's how you have to look at it when you're doing scholarships. When you're doing scholarships, you want to say to yourself, okay, this is going to take me 15 minutes and I'm going to get $1,000. It's worth my time. $500 is worth my time. Start making a goal of doing at least 30 scholarships per month in class. You can do one essay and a lot of them cover a lot of different scholarships. So remember that. Do not sleep on this. There's a lot of money out there. FAFSA is going to begin on December. FAFSA is going to begin on December. So you guys should already have your FSA ID account. You should already all have your
Need your social security number.
Yes, if you do not have it, I'm going to start doing workshops in the media center for you guys to get this help. When it comes to the Bright Futures, that's going to be next month. All of you guys should do Bright Futures, whether you met the scores or you didn't. The earlier you do it, the better it is. All you have to focus on is on your hours. Community service hours, Ms. Silver is available. She always has things for you guys to do. Whether it's a Christmas card, whether it's a card for the veterans, there's always something for you to do to make these hours up. Another thing I want to address is also the Dream U.S. Scholarship. Those of you that are not born in the U.S. and are not permanent residents, this scholarship is available. Many schools do accept them. So you want to make sure that you do this scholarship November as well. It's called the Dream U.S. Scholarship. So if you're not a permanent resident and you don't know what's going to happen, if you're going to be able to go to school, guess what? You will be able to go to school because most of the time, all they need is for you to apply. Is it guaranteed? It's not guaranteed, but last year we had about 10 students that got it in our school. And that's a pretty big number. So if you think you're not going to school because I don't have the funds and I wasn't born in the U.S. and I'm not a resident, try doing the Dream U.S. Scholarship and see if you qualify for that. Bright Futures is another one that students can qualify for whether you are a permanent resident or not. Okay, so if you have good test scores, go ahead and do it for Bright Futures. It depends on the institution, but just do it and pass the class. Pass the test. You guys with me, yes? Are you guys with me, yes? Okay, so I'm going to hold you guys accountable. That's all I'm going to do. I want more of you guys to pass your reading and your math test and take it very serious when you go take your test. Take it so serious, okay? Because once you pass the test, if you need it as a requirement, now we're going to another level. We're going to go to the level of you guys trying to get that Bright Future. We're going to go to that level where you're going to apply for that Dream U.S. Scholarship. We're going to go to the level that when these community scholarships come around, you already meet the qualification and they say, I want to give this money to this student. So do not sleep. When it comes to these schools, look into their pages. They also have lists of scholarships for undergrads. So you want to look at that as well. So it's all about accountability and making sure you guys are on the right track. There's no excuse. There's a place for everyone. There's a place for everyone. Chief Jones, can you add to that, please?
I really don't have any more to add to that except we're going to take Q&A.
Let's go. Let's do Q&A.
So we're going to start with Samaria McKenzie first, and she had the first question. Then I'll come over to you.
Good morning, everyone. For all the schools, besides the makeup one, do you all have like the education program?
Yes, we do have education. If you open the brochure on the back page, it's going to list all the education majors. An exciting one in there is exercise science.
Oh, thank you.
For cosmetics, how much does it cost? Like, what's the average cost for like? Okay, just to reiterate, what's the price for the course prices? So there are 3 main programs at the school that you can choose from depending on what your interests are. There's one that's just fashion, that's 9 weeks, that's $8,000. There's a 7-month program that focuses on all things makeup except skincare, so it offers just a diploma. You wouldn't graduate with an esthetician license. That was $22,400. And then the most popular program, Master Pro, is a dual credential program where you earn both a diploma and a license as an esthetician. So you get, you learn how to treat the skin and stuff. That one is $27,900.
Hi, I have a question. Do you guys take essay applications or like essay application on certain subject or something like that?
I will speak for. Thank you. For Kaiser University, an essay is not required for the application, but for some of our scholarships, we require either a 250 or a 500-word essay.
So that's a great question. I apologize, I forgot to address that during my presentation. For City College, it's a very simple 3-step application process. The first step is to apply, citycollege.edu/apply. There's a $25 non-refundable application fee. Then the second step would be to take your entrance exam. We do not require the SATs or ECTs. However, if you have taken those, they may waive you from the entrance exam. Same thing if you've taken dual enrollment, that may waive you from the entrance exam. So part of that step 2 is the entrance exam and your application checklist items. While you do not have to write an entire essay, we do ask for a personal statement. So one paragraph, 500 words. Why do you want to join that program, right? That is key to helping you during your interview process, which will be the third step of the application. We're not going to just look at your GPA, we're going to look at you as a well-rounded student. So that will include your entrance exam, your personal statement, your reference letter, all of that. So no essay per se, but a personal statement.
Any other questions?
So USF does not require an essay.
No essay for cosmetics, but much like Kaiser was saying, we do have them for our scholarships, anywhere from 250 to 500 words.
Any other questions?
We got about 10 minutes, so we can't let you leave until the bell rings. So any other questions?
Right here, Chicho.
So my question is for City College, provide dormitory experience, like to live on campus?
Great question. We do not offer dorms. We are a local school, and again, it's really meant to get you started in your career. So no dorms. I mentioned earlier we do have an affiliated sister school in Brooklyn, New York. We don't have dorms in there either if you were looking at the Brooklyn school.
Any other questions? Anybody else? No questions? Brianna, again.
I wanted to add to what she just answered as far as dorms. If the school doesn't offer dorms, there are a lot of places where you can actually rent an apartment and it's set up like dorms, like University Point in Davie, University Park in Boca. There's a lot of these communities that are popping up that cater to college students who may not want to live on campus or the school doesn't offer dormitories.
Since you guys are only like classes, what is your requirements for that?
Hello? The question was, since we offer one class per month, how do midterms and finals work? So, for instance, next Monday starts our next class for 4 weeks. So 2 weeks after that will be the midterm, and then the final will be in the 4th week. And then that class will be over, and then the lot of those classes have a lab component. For instance, if you're in nursing, you would actually be in a lab setting, like an emergency room or a hospital, and we have simulated dolls that, fake heart attacks and have babies and spew gross stuff, and you learn on those, and then you do what's called an intern or an externship, where you'll go spend a month in a hospital or a clinical setting. It's called a hands-on education, and it's every 4 weeks. So great question.
We got one more here. Here we go.
To elaborate on the classes, like how they work core classes have, do you have to take core classes in that book?
Are you talking Kaiser?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. So the question was, do you take core classes? We are regionally accredited institutions, so to pursue an associate, bachelor's, master's, or doctoral, you'll take some general education, your math, your science, your English, and then yes, the majority of your education are core classes. For instance, nursing would be all medical classes. Any of our medical programs would be medical core classes. So you can take anywhere from 8 to 10 general education classes, but the vast majority of your coursework will be in your core, in your major, which is what you want to be studying. That's the fun part, right? So great question, thank you.
I just wanted to know, is the ACT a must for what school? Is the ACT a must?
But what school you're looking at?
For USF. So the question was whether we require the ACT. We require one test score. It could be the SAT, the ACT, or now the CLT. We have no preference on that, and we will super score if you retake any of those tests.
A little louder, please. In all your classes. So as far as hospitals goes, we don't have a set internship because the entire program is so hands-on. We're always getting calls from all over the area that, photographers, videographers, haunted houses, brides, they're always looking for artists. So they come to us because they know we're the hub, the source for that. So our students get to work hands-on, and then our teachers will actually bring our students with them on set, because all our teachers are still working in the industry. So like if I have a teacher that's working on a music video, she'll bring students with her to work on those sets. So that makes a huge difference for the hands-on learning experience.
We also offer internships at USF. It's going to vary depending on your program. So we have lots of internships in the medical field, all the different hospitals across the Bay. We have internships in the business community, your sports, Raymond James Stadium, the Rays baseball team. There are truly a lot of internship opportunities that are already set up in the USF infrastructure. You just kind of go to your professors, ask to get involved, and they can help set those up for you.
So yes, like Kaiser, they're called externships for us. Every program has a clinical rotation component, which would be your externship. So for example, EMT and paramedic, they do rotations at hospitals and fire departments. Surgical technology, they do 9 months of clinical rotations at hospitals. So that program specifically is 18 months in associate science, 18-month program. Half of the program is working in the hospital. So all programs have the clinical rotations, which would be your externships.
Thank you, and I know I answered that, yes, we do offer externships, but I just want to add one piece to that. What's really interesting about that, many of our students will go do a month or a 2-month externship in a hospital, clinical setting, a technical, maybe they're in IT and they work for a tech firm. And then in that 2-month externship, they get offered a job from that company, from that hospital, from that organization, so they know they have a job waiting for them upon graduation. It's kind of like a resume builder and a way to promote yourself while you're still in school. It's very beneficial.
For USM, can you explain more exercise?
Yes, so our exercise science program is housed in our college of education. So it's going to be geared more towards educating people in exercise science. I believe it also offers teacher certifications if they're interested.
Last question. Sophia Dana Hernandez.
A little louder, please.
Okay, President College. How do we talk about tuition?
Sure, so tuition can vary based on the program, based on credit hours. So I could tell you, for example, EMT is $1,950. That is a cash paid program. All other programs do have financial aid to those who apply and qualify. Paramedic is $12,000 for a 12-month program. Our other programs, I don't have those off the top of my head because again, they can vary a little bit based on the credit hours. So if you go to citycollege.edu, click the financial aid tab. It'll have a full breakdown, tuition, fees of every single program that you're interested in, and you can also find a list of all of our scholarships on there. So that is my biggest recommendation if there's a specific program to take a look at that financial aid page.
All right, we got a few more minutes, so we got another question.
Question for USM and hybrid. Do you guys offer like performing arts programs at all?
We have at our residential campus in West Palm Beach, we have a partnership with a school called G-Star. It's a sound stage and theatrics performance. In fact, Beyonce, she did the Super Bowl halftime show, she practiced there. So it's not performing arts, it's the behind the scenes in music and theater and film. It's behind the camera, behind the scenes.
We do offer performing arts in terms of theater performance and then music performance as well. In terms of music performance, that will require an audition.
And our last question before we wrap this up.
Okay, so back to paramedics. So you said we have to take our core classes, but then there's also going to be us taking the classes that we're there for, but then we're only taking one class per month. So that's a lot of time for a lot of classes.
The question was about the length of time to earn your degree. We are an accelerated program. Our students go year-round. So they graduate
Keep it down, guys.
faster.
We got a few more minutes.
They graduate faster. However, in a traditional semester, a student would take from September to December 4 or 5 classes. Our students may take up to 6. They can double up. Okay?
Hey, everybody, give it up for them. I know the bell rung. Thank you for